Hi, hello, welcome back to Kratos. Oh yeah. Your favorite series, probably, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, today I'm working back on this level, and oh my god, we have finally made it. We have just one part left over here, which is a part I'm gonna be doing today. I do want to clarify real quick that this is not gonna be the final episode of the series, because what I actually want to go ahead and do is I want to spend an episode going back and kind of sprucing up this first part a little bit, because let's be real, it's not great. And yeah, just go through and like kind of adjust a couple things. Like the transition from this part into here is very like sudden and stuff. I do want to edit that and just like a bunch of stuff like that, right? Yeah. But today what I'm going to do is I'm just going to decorate a brand new part here, which is the end. So what I kind of want to do is I want to have this be like a gray part. I feel like this kind of leads into that being like, you know, more gray. I need to come up with some form of a design for the ground here because yeah. Oh, no, Slaughterhouse GD. What I'm kind of thinking is I want to have this just kind of go along as a, like, one block wide thing. And then below we'll have, like, some, I don't know, something. And then I can go ahead and I can add pillars down below here that'll kind of go into the ground like that. I could get away with shifting this all down by one so it's all grayed, yeah. So it's all grayed. I've never said that in my life, bro. And I think what I need to do is just change colors in general. So background, I want to be like a dark grayish type thing. And then I need the object color to be, once again, like a darkish color. Maybe I'll make it a little bit brighter than that. Something like that, yeah. Yeah, so working out how I wanted to even start decorating this part was really surprisingly difficult for me. I was aiming for a completely different color scheme to the rest of the levels, so that made it a little bit harder to just like jump in and start going. And so I tried to avoid it, but I figured I should probably just start with the block design, which for that I started with this top platform along here. I started turning it into a 9 circles level, then realized no, I don't want to use those. And so I ended up using these kind of empty connector blocks, which I could randomly delete a few of them and add in some connectors just kind of randomly, just to add a bit of variation and make it a little bit more interesting, right? And then I made a little bit of a mistake. Oh, what the hell? Oh, that's object color, you... what am I editing here? No, I just changed color 1. Oh, no, now it looks super weird. I'm such a moron. I'm such an idiot. Oh my god. No, that looks better than it was. That looks way better than it was, hello? Okay, I accidentally changed the colors of these first, like, spikes and stuff, but honestly, I think it looks better than it did. Anyway, after I actually got the colors sorted this time, I went ahead and continued this design throughout the whole top structure. It doesn't look amazing right now, but with our good old friend, our good old pal, good old buddy Glow, I think it could start to look like a pretty cool design. So it's time to bring him in. I got some big Glow and gave it a new color that's kind of just like a gray blending. And instead of layering this above like you do most of the time with Glow, I actually laid it behind these blocks just to try and give it some light from behind so it makes the design a little bit more visible. And I just want you to look at how much better that looks. It is insane how much just a little bit of glow on each block helps improve things. I then decided I wanted the structures to glow just a little bit more, so what I did is turned on a hack in Mega Hack V7.1. That's a bit of a handful to say, but anyway, the hack's called Absolute Scaling, and basically it means that instead of scaling like this, each of the individual objects just scale on their own. It's a really handy tool. And then from there, of course, I added a little bit of glow above all of the connector blocks like this, and then it was time to add a little bit of black glow on the bottom just to give it a bit of a shadow, and then some more brighter glow coming down from the top, along with these little tiny bits of glow just to add an extra little shimmer, I guess? I don't know. And from there, it was time to work on the pillars, and I had a very interesting idea for that. Wait. Rainbow block. Hear me out. Hear me out. If I darken it enough, it's like not even noticeable that it's got color there, I feel like. And if I add a little bit of glow over the top, it won't even be noticeable. I feel like it would be really, really funny to try and incorporate rainbow blocks into this, dude. Okay. I'll go here and then add this black glow kind of along this edge. And then I'll work on maybe adding a bit of glow over here. Hey, color 69, let's go. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna have to go ahead. There's no other way I can do this. I have to swap color 69 and color 68. The opportunity to have color 69 be coloring rainbow blocks, that's too good an opportunity to pass up, dude. Honestly, I feel like that pillar kind of looks alright. What I also want to do, of course, is just to give that a shadow over that. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. It might look a little bit strange now, and you know what? It does look a little bit weird, but it just looks kind of dirty in a way. And I think that, like, works, right? Alright, from there, the next step is to fill in everything else below. And I wanted to go with, like, a really messy feeling ground. And for that, I basically just took a bunch of random black objects, some animated objects, some like saws and stuff, and a few of these ground spikes as well, and just kind of laid them all on top of each other and just made a mess in a way. I don't know why, as soon as I decided to make the platform design, that's the first thing that I wanted to do. And then I had a bit of a realization. I've just realized that this is starting to pan out kind of similar to this. I could do more of these guys down there, but I don't really want to... I'll chuck a couple in there. So yeah, after adding some black blocks below just to fill in the bottom space, I added a couple of these little dudes in there because why not? Yeah, look at them down there. Oh, the two ones. All right, so now that I've got that, I don't like how it feels like there's some glow there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna scale this up to 3 times here. Black glow above everything. Maybe not that prevalent, that's a bit much. Yeah, it doesn't do much, but it cancels out the glow that like comes out from the blocks. I can't help but think that a foreground might look a little bit better. So let's go into layer 9. So like this kind of a thing. And if I turn preview mode off, these all need to be on T2, so it's above all of that. And then what I also think I might try and do is go into layer 10 here. It could just be like this, scaled up a little bit, chow, and just add this glow behind the foreground, but in front of everything else, just to kind of try and separate the foreground, right? Okay, so I've got this in place now. I'm going to chuck this like here, and then I want to move to the left by like -100. Yeah, you can kind of see that, how that works. And that'll like cover up these structures in the foreground. Okay, cool. So now I'm literally just gonna go ahead and copy paste this. Okay, cool. Now. What I need to do is I need to come up with some form of a pillar design, because what I want to do is I want to have like pillars that go up here, and then these are all going to be on different pillars up here. And I want to add some more pillars coming down, so it's like goes up like that and then has like that or something. So it's like really, really encroaching. Bro, why is that off grid so much? Hello? Okay, so this design took quite a few tries until I got something that felt right. I first started by trying like off and on decoration like this, didn't really look too good. Then I tried to mix in some connector pieces, also didn't really look too good. And then I tried all connector pieces like this, and then added a little bit of glow to try and make it look a little bit better. And that looks incredibly dumb. That looks so stupid. I hate that. Get it out of here. From here, it was a direct turn into Struggle Street. I tried using this design with like these spikes going up, which I wanted to do. That was kind of cool, but then I needed a spike design, and so I tried designing one that used like invisible spikes and a bit of memory aspect to it, and they looked garbage. I tried another spike design with this little thing, and then finally landed on something that looks half decent using this little connector block here. Then after adjusting the colors and adding another tiny spike in the inside, I added a bunch of glow to this, and this was the final spike design. And then after replacing all of the spikes with this spike design in there, I had to do the half spikes. I hate these. I hate these little tiny pieces of glow. They're the stupidest little things ever because they create a line, and I hate them. And then I figured the design from before probably wouldn't look very good with this new spike design. I didn't try it or anything, but I don't know what happened. Maybe I just forgot I did that earlier. But anyway, it's back to coming up with more pillar designs. Oh yeah, so excited. This time I decided to try and use these half slabs and half space them going up like this. And the idea is that I can stagger them a little bit. And while it didn't really look amazing, they would work. So I started doing that for the rest of the pillars until I got to this straight fly. Okay. New idea? Screw these. Yeah, I wasn't really happy with where this was going for this little flying section. I think it looked a little bit goofy. And so I was at a loss. I was out of ideas, so I did what any sane person would do and just no-clip your own level. But luckily that gave me an idea, a genius idea, which is to copy paste from earlier in the level. Yeah, I honestly do, I kind of like that, and I think it's better than having these stacked to the sky, right? It's a common thread throughout the level, you know, and I think that's a good thing. I swear to God, this is not a cope for being lazy. Anyway, so then I went ahead and added a few more pillars around the place just to make it feel like it encroaches a lot more. I'll go ahead and I'll scale down this like mini portal as well. I think that would work a little bit nicer. That was a huge mistake, because that's a crucial part of the gameplay. That jump is like literally far from possible with that, so I had to go ahead and revert that later on, but yeah. From there, it was just doing a bit of a different design for the flying section that may or may not have involved more copy-paste. Then after adding a few more pillars right at the end in between the text, that was basically most of the foreground deco done. Yeah. Alright, cool. So now there's a couple more details I want to add to the platform itself before I start worrying about movements, pulses, and a background. What I'm thinking of doing is let's go to a new layer here. And I was thinking of adding a couple rotating objects that are layered behind. Maybe like these hexagons. Go chuck those layer B3 so they're like behind everything. And I want this to be rotating like slowly, like 30. Yeah, it looks alright. It works. It kind of works. I feel like it'll fit in a little bit better if I add a couple more of those. And just kind of like add this as well. Put some chains around the place, you know? Extra little details, you know? Extra little details. Ooh, what I'll do, I'll put these little pulsating things. Yeah, just a bunch of extra like little details, right? It feels weird that the only bit of color is those rainbow blocks. Maybe the background, I'll have to do something with the background with that to tie that in, I reckon. For now though, before I start work on that, I might go ahead and also add a couple like of these dripping objects down below. I feel like that would like fit in. Yeah, look at that. That looks so much better now. Okay, awesome. Let's go ahead and I think it's about time we start working on a bit of a background now. I was originally thinking of just using some of these. Maybe what I'll do is I'll have a lower and then a higher background. I'm gonna scale up some of these, chuck them down here, and then give them like a new color. These are all just gonna be a bunch of grays. Yeah, they're just a bunch of grays. So I can just copy paste these because these aren't gonna be too visible anyway. Yeah, that creates a little bit of layering there. I like that. That being said, I think it's way too bright. Yeah, I think that's a lot nicer. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do for the background for this section here. What I'm thinking is bringing back the rainbow blocks just to try and incorporate them a little bit more. So I'm going to copy paste this. This right now doesn't really feel like a background element, and there's a couple ways I can try and improve that, make it feel more like a background element. First of all, scale it up. That's always a good start because usually big things are in the background, apparently, I think. I don't know. Slightly darker so it doesn't have as much brightness to it, but it still has a little bit. Okay, something like that, yeah. So they kind of like go up like that, and maybe I can give them some subtle movements as well. Hang on, I have an idea. Are these on B4? Why are these on B4, bro? I'm gonna select this one here. I'm going to give it a new group of 140. Then I'm gonna go onto the layers above and below it, the blocks above and below it, put that 141. And then this one is going to be 142. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this, but where's the follow trigger? Here. Can only contain one object. Oh. Okay, screw the follow thing. I was gonna do a follow trigger, but it's not gonna work. I'm just gonna do this. So what I'm thinking is that'll happen across like 3 seconds. What I kind of want to do is do like a bounce out type thing. Okay, once I had that and I was pretty happy with the movements, I went ahead and I basically just copy pasted this across the whole part. I flipped a couple of them to give a little bit of variation, but honestly, I didn't think the variation mattered too much. I wanted it to be fairly uniform in a way. So this looked interesting, but it wasn't actually a proper background yet because it didn't have the background movements. So I added that and it looked like this. Yeah, I think that works. It helps bring that like extra little bit of color back into it, into the background as well. Okay, I'd say this is pretty good for now. I think this is looking really, really cool. And in terms of like all of the designs, I'd say we're just about done for the most part. All we need to do is add some pulses and do a little bit of an, kind of like an end screen almost, but I think I'm just gonna have it fade to black and then maybe show like the art that I put earlier in the level, like this. I could show this again just because I think it's funny. Yes, and then I'll have the rate 10 stars right below it. For today though, I think I'm gonna take a bit of a break. Okay, something else I kind of want to do that I think would be cool is to have stuff kind of falling from the roof. So I'll have like these that are scaled up loads and then give these just like a... Jesus, that's so loud. That was probably one of the loudest planes I've heard since I've lived here. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm gonna make this a dark gray, but not blending. And I'll make this that, but just a little bit brighter maybe. I don't know. See those kind of dripping down from the top? Yeah, I like that. I dig it. Gives it a bit more of a mechanical feel almost. And then what I can also do is use the raining objects as well. Yeah. I don't know. It gives it a very strange vibe, but I do kind of like it. And one more thing that I want to do is do the classic wham, Bam. Scale this up to like 5 times or something. You already know we're doing glow coming from the ceiling. You already know. You already know. Why are you asking? You literally already know. Okay, T3. Get this. These are going to be a brand new color. Be like kind of a slight red tint to them. I feel like it would make more sense for it to be more red, but just like darker. Something like that, yeah. And then just copy paste it, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, shift it down like that. So you can kind of see how that works. Yeah. Might shift it up by like 1, 2 or something. Okay, that's way too much right now, but once I like adjust the color a little bit, I can do pulses on that, and it'll be good. It'll be good, I swear. This, I'm gonna pulse 81, paste that, and then just make it like go to more red and more bright, so something like that. And that'll have a fade in of like 0.5 or something, where it goes like bam. Yeah, look at that. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. And then what I might do as well, I'll take one of these glow pieces and then just like go down here and place that down below, just so it like at least has a little bit down here, right? Yeah. Okay, I've noticed a bit of a mistake in our thing down the bottom, but that's fine. Oh, that does some in-between glow really, really nicely. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll start work on some pulses, I think. And it slowly fades off until you get to there. Okay, cool. So that's basically all of the decoration I want to do for this part, I think. Now it's just the end screen we got to work on. So let me go ahead first of all and just select this whole part here. Screw it, triggers and all. Don't fade, don't enter, and glow off. And then this text, do I change the font to the Mario font? No. Yeah, I like that. And then I'll do like one where it's shifted up, but layered behind. Do like that. That is like such old school, like 2.0 style deco. I love it, bro. Hell yeah. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the end screen real quick, which isn't a very interesting or fun process. I don't really enjoy this kind of aspect of creating with making end screens and transitions and stuff. I don't know. It's just not me. Or maybe it's because I suck at it. I don't know. But anyway, I started off here by making a giant screen that's completely black laid above everything, and you know I had to time that right as you do the last jump. Then I went ahead and fixed the falling through the floor issue and added a few more invisible blocks going along. And now it's time for the end screen art, of which I'm going to copy paste this monstrosity. But layering this was a little bit of a pain because it uses blending, and the screen that covers everything with black once you do that final jump is on T3. And blending objects when they're on the same layer as something solid always go below it. I don't know why, it's super annoying, but oh well. So what I ended up having to do is, as you do the final jump, the black screen covers everything up, then the background goes to black, the ground goes to black, everything goes invisible, and that includes the player also goes invisible, and then the black screen disappears, and so everything still looks black, and it's a relatively seamless process. And that just means I can later have the end art show while everything's still black, right? Yeah, look at that. That's great. I'm literally just going to leave it like that because I think that's so funny. And then I'm just going to put like rate 10 stars and then the level's just going to end there. And then I realized with the font that I chose that you can't actually put an asterisk for the star. So I did something even better and put a pulsing object. That's perfect. Oh, it's slightly off center as well. I love that. Yeah, all right. Well, I think I'm probably going to leave it there for this part. Yeah. This took me a couple hours to do like usual. Let me select all of this and let me see how many objects. 3,700. Okay. So yeah, that is the final part of Kratos. We've used just under the base object limit. That's insane. Yeah. So just to remind you, this isn't the last episode of Kratos. I do want to go back and adjust a couple things. I want to add pulses to this. I want to, you know, adjust this transition, just stuff like that. I don't know when the last part will be. It might take a little while, but trust me, it'll be worth it, hopefully. I'm going to end this off here, but before I do, let's go ahead and let's do the full showcase like usual. And there it is. Yes, alright. One of the last showcases of Kratos I'm gonna do. Yeah, wow. I can't believe we've only got one episode left of this series. That's kind of insane, not gonna lie. I really do enjoy recording these videos and just kind of getting in and building without too many restrictions of like, it has to be an amazing level or whatever. But you know what? I don't know. I've enjoyed this series, but I'm looking forward to future things. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, very close to the level being released. Hell yeah. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching. Really, really hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, I will see you later.